Oh. I go by the name of 21. It's been a long time coming, but we're here now.
One eternity later.
So hi guys, welcome back to another episode of my vlog. For today's video, I will formally introduce myself to you guys. Finally, I've got the energy now to vlog. Let's just start with the basic. My name is Fatima with feelings because it has letter H. So that's why you need to pronounce it with feelings. I'm 32 years old. I'm a 90s baby. I was born in Tacloban City. So I'm a waray-waray, but I can speak Bisaya or Cebuano because I worked in the call center in Cebu for like 5 years. Relationship status. So I am single now and I'm happy. My motto is everything happens for a reason. I am a nurse, as far as a lot of you guys know. I graduated nursing in Remedios Trinidad Romualdez Medical Foundation. We call it RTRMF in Tacloban City. I graduated year 2010. Right after licensure exam, I immediately worked as a call center agent in Cebu because at that time, 2011 or 2012, there were a lot of nurses available at that time without any work. So the hospitals took advantage of it. Most of us will need to pay the hospital so we can work there and gain experience. 6 years after, I finally moved back to my hometown to live with my mom and work as a nurse. I work in the neonatal intensive care unit for 18 months and I really enjoyed taking care of babies. They're just so cute because it's an operating room complex. I was also helping out with scrubbing or theater experience. Oh, I didn't mention pala. So I was in the call center and then I had my first boyfriend. I didn't have a boyfriend when I was in college because I was so immature anyway. And I was scared to be pregnant because my sister got pregnant at 19 years old. I was 21 years old and he was 32. So we had like 11 years gap because at that time I only liked matured men. I think I had daddy issues before because my dad left to work in Australia when I was 6 years old. He got deported several years after when I was already fourth year in high school. So that's quite a lot of years that we didn't have any male figure in our family. I grew up with my mom and my two sisters. When I was in college, by the way, my dad died. He was stabbed several times by a stranger, a very drunk stranger. It was not our area. We were just there for a party. Hinatid kami ng papa namin pauwi. Nung nakauwi na ako, yung friend ko na dun nakatira sa party place, she actually called me and she was crying. And she told me na, Fat, is this the vehicle of your dad na ganito yung color and everything? Sabi ko, oo, bakit may party sila dyan eh? Sabi niya, I'm so sorry, pero ang daming dugo sa labas, parang inatake siya. And sabi niya, ang daming dugo, sobra. I don't think magsusurvive yung dad mo. I couldn't believe it. Sabi ko, ha, bakit? Nakita ko pa lang siya kanina. Parang hinatid pa lang niya kami. And then, I called my mom, tas hindi sumasagot yung mama ko. So, parang dun na parang na, namin na, okay pa ka. Totoo nga. And then, after that, I prayed the rosary na, sana ma-okay yung papa ko. I don't want him to die yet because we were just rebuilding our relationship. He was away from me for several years and even the entire of my childhood, he was not there. And we were just trying to get to know each other and rebuild the father and daughter relationship. When he got deported, we were with him for 5 years before he died. Nung nilibing na siya and everything, I was shaking, crying, and all I can just say is, thank you Lord na I still got the chance to spend time with my dad and he was a good person. Nung first kasi siyang pumunta, like, I was always, iniiwasan ko siya. He was trying to be sweet and hugging us and I was like, ano ba pa? Don't do that. Parang hindi ako comfortable. Parang ganun. Kasi first pa lang yun and then I tried to rebuild our relationship. I was being like comfortable with him na and then that's the time na he was gone. Hindi ko alam bakit ako naiyak. It's been a long time. Nakalagay pa sa t-shirt ko, no drama. But actually, this is full of drama. Okay, tama na ang drama. And that guy actually, my dad was not his first victim. My dad was the third victim, but my dad was the first one to die from his attacks. He had polio, so he is kind of disabled and that's why even though it was like a murder case or homicide, he already got out of prison 7 years after my dad died because he was disabled. And then after dun sa first boyfriend ko, he was actually a good person. He took care of me in Cebu and everything. It was just not working out. After that, we were still friends. And then when I was waiting for my application, I actually fell in love with this guy that I met in Siargao. So he was a friend of my friend. We had a moment in there na nag-usap kami about life, and it was like a deep and meaningful conversation. And I think dun nag-start. I was living in Tacloban and he was living in Dumaguete. And we were trying to compromise. And so I moved to Dumaguete to be with him. And I had just applied for a call center there. Because at that time, I was just waiting for my UK application. There was a time na I had to go back na to Tacloban. Merong mga documents na kailangan kong tapusin doon. We were long distance relationship, whatever. And 2 days before my birthday sa August, nakipaghiwalay na siya. Sabi niya, this is not working out and blah blah blah. Iyak-iyak moment dun sa telephone. After 2 weeks or 3 weeks, meron na siyang parang ka-I love you dun sa Facebook. The kapalit actually is the one na pinagseselosan ko. Kasi when we were together, they were like exchanging messages. And I was like heartbroken. Hindi ako kumain ng 2 days. I was just crying in my bed and my family were worried about me. Even after 1 year, parang masakit pa rin. I was dating around. I've met some good guys, but it just didn't progress. And then, last year, 2021, I went to a friend's wedding. And then, I met this Filipino guy with a beautiful smile. All the friends were like teasing us and saying na, bagay kayo whatsoever. At parang mabait naman siya, so I gave him a chance. This is actually my recent ex. Like a month ago, we broke up. The relationship was really good at first. We disagreed with a lot of things, and these things are like the important kind of things. So it's like more on principles and life beliefs, if I may say. With all those guys, he was the one that I really cared about. Like, if he's happy, I'm happy. When he's crying, it makes me cry. I was trying to support him in every way. Para ko na siyang tinuring na tunay na anak. It's just painful for me na hindi nag-work out yung relationships. I thought na makakaya kong maging civil and still follow him on social media, but I always get anxious. I had to block him. I'm sorry if you're watching, I blocked you. But it's not because, I hated him. I was just so scared na makita siya with another girl, and I would feel the same way as I did before with my ex. I think it was traumatic siguro for me na I don't want to feel that way anymore. So, I had to block him. I have to unfollow the friends kasi ayoko makita anything na update about him. Siguro I'm protecting myself from the hurt that I had before kasi it's just coming back to me. The first month that we broke up, I used that time to embrace the pain. I didn't try hard to distract myself. I would cry wherever I go. Like, kahit nasa train ako, like, I would always be conscious of how I feel na, okay, you are hurting and that's fine. Just cry it out. I always just reassure myself na, you're gonna be okay in the future anyway. But for now, just cry it out. There was a point na, sinabi ko na sa sarili ko na, okay, Fatima, tama na. You had enough na of the crying and the feeling of the pain na. This is the time for you to be happy and focus more on the good side of life. And I realized na actually hindi ako balanced. When it comes to love, sometimes I tend to be insecure and ang dami kong demands, especially sa last relationship ko, parang dun napagod na siguro din siya. Although hindi ko naman sinasabi din na perfect siya. I think he still got some things na he needs to work on. But I just don't want to say things na makakasira sa kanya because I still respect him. When I was a child, tanda naman tayo sa childhood eh, I think I had my needs na hindi na-meet. And now that I'm old, it's still creeping into me because this is like unresolved issues from before. These are like unmet needs when I was a kid. Yung papa ko is wala, diba? Nandun sa Australia, and my mom was very busy with work and other stuff. That's what I'm trying to work now with myself, is to heal my inner child and to be a better person, have a stable emotional well-being, and have a healthy relationship in the future. I was actually reading this book. It's not about blaming your mom. It's about knowing what happened in the past and how you can heal yourself from emotional neglect. To be fair, my mom, she was also struggling. She had to take care of 3 girls, which is us. And she also had to take care of her mom, who was bedridden, and siblings na kailangan din niyang tulungan. So I think it was quite a lot for her. If I just have the money, I could go with therapy. Pero kasi wala naman akong extra money, so I have to buy these books and to heal. Kasi may mga exercises din kasi yung mga ganitong books. So I'm gonna try to do that. Tingnan natin yung mga previous pictures ko. High school, college, mahilig ako mag-edit ng pictures. Before JD, merong Jatima, and that is us. Ayan, Fatherald, kami ni Gerald Anderson. Spider-Man, to si Justin Bieber. Ito yung pinaka-first ko kasi, so tsaka pa. Until nung nag-approve na kay Lee Min Ho. Inifortan ko yon. Opa! Sarangin! Ito yung mga edits ko. Hindi pa to uso yung mga filter at that time. Pero ako, nauna na ako sa filter. No? And this is my picture nung kinder na graduation. Ako pinakamaliit. I'm always maliit naman. Like, ever since. And this was like my crush. Si Sir Young. Crush ko talaga si Sir Young noon. Na-inlove ako sa kanya. Sabi, Sir Young! Sir Young! Kinis ako, Sir Young! Ano ba, Sir Young? Sige pa. Charot. Pero nandun na siya sa New Zealand. Happy na siya sa love life niya. Sir Young, hello! Kung nanonood kayo, love you. Charot. Tapos ito naman si Kiko. Ito yung crush ko. May asawa na siya ngayon. Pero grabe, poging-pogi ako sa kanya before. As in, crush na crush ko talaga siya. Tingnan mo yung face na yan. Walang pag-asa. This is after the Yolanda Typhoon Haiyan sa Tacloban, di ba? Binili ko lang siya out of nowhere but I didn't think at the time na makakapunta ako ng UK. Nandito pa rin sa akin to. Suot-suot ko pa rin minsan pag natutulog ako. Kasi meron siyang UK na flag. O, di ba? Iba ka talaga universe. It was actually year 2016 that I started my blog. It's a travel blog na gusto ko lang i-share yung paano makapunta dito, like in a cheap way. Meron akong website before, littlepinayexplorer.com. Pero hindi ko na nabayaran, hindi ko na siya na-maintain. So, wala na sa akin yung website. Ito naman, nakasakay ako sa aeroplano. Yung ex ko na na-meet ko sa Siargao, he was actually a pilot instructor. So, one time, sinama niya ako sa flight niya. Pilot na daw siya ngayon sa isang airline company dun sa Pilipinas. So, congratulations! Before, pangarap mo lang yun. Ngayon, natupad mo na. So, baka naman, meron kang free ticket. Sana naman. Hindi pa ako nakaka-uwi ng Pilipinas for like 4 years now. So, maybe this time. Maybe this time. Tapos, ito, sister ko, nasa Baguio kami. Ito naman yung best friend ko. She is in Manila. Nakitira ako dun sa sister niya nung before ako pumunta ng UK.
Hi guys! We are already home and I'm with Hailey, baby! Hailey, say hi to my vlog. Like, say Little Bit Explorer is so pretty. Like, I'm so famous. Like, I have a lot of followers.
And these are my sisis. Sila talagang naging family ko. May real friends talaga dito sa UK. 2020, bumili ako ng sewing machine. Tinatahi ko minsan yung uniform ko kasi malaki sila sa size ko. And then now, I'm actually making tote bags. I'm gonna sell it next time. So, make sure to follow me in Instagram kasi nagpo-post ako ng stories dun every time kung meron ako mga ibebenta. So, guys, follow me on Instagram. I think that's it, guys. I don't know what to say anymore. I didn't actually prepare a script for this. And I hope nag-enjoy kayo sa video na ito. I'm sorry that it was a bit dramatic. I hope I can upload more videos, edit more videos. I hope I have more time. Now, I'm focusing on traveling. In November, I'm going to Germany. December, I'm going to Budapest, to Prague for the Christmas markets. And in January, I'm going to Switzerland. So if you like traveling, I would always do a travel vlog anyway. So I'll keep you posted, guys, and thank you so much for watching until this very end, but it's not yet the end because there's always some videos after this. So yes, I hope you enjoy the rest of this video and I'll see you soon. Bye! Push.
You really want? You're gonna ring the alarm! You really want? Hi guys, so this is a song I dedicate to my future husband. Sabi nila, balang araw darating ang iyong tanging hinihiling. Anong dumating ang aking panalangin ay hindi maikukulit. Ang pag-aasang nahanap ko sa iyong This is singer Fatima. Don't stay awake for too long. Don't go to bed. Make a cup of coffee for your head. Keep your open going out of bed. And I promise that one day I'll be your son. And I promise that one day I'll feel alright. Come on, everybody. And make a cup of coffee with a right amount of sugar, how we like it. Don't know if I should let you. It's okay, I'll knock on your door. It's a night, don't know the lyrics. It's a na-na-na-na-na. You make me feel alive. The grin in your eyes makes me feel warm inside. And I make a cup of coffee. Ang makita hanggang akin ka na. Giling